Okay, welcome back to workshop. Let's do my best to pull out here what we were reading about or watching yesterday and learning. We still think this supply constraint probably. I know we talked. I know we talked already about the core four. We talked about the Mosey 5 with the supply constraint. What else would there be though? Surely I watched something yesterday and took notes. Hmm. Supply constraint, demand constraint, demand constraint. Hmm. I don't know. I'm just gonna get a little hint. Oh. Oh. We're going in specific detail, it looks like, to each of the Mosey 6 or 5 for manpower specifically. More, so the core 4. Metrics, that's the data. Model, right? This may be how you pay the person or your employees. Maybe that doesn't work. The business model doesn't work. Maybe it's, a number of things with the model, potentially around profit. Then we talked about what's after market. It goes more metrics, market. That's right. It may be a small market. Is it impossible though to get the talent? Probably not. It's just expensive. You can pay like bonuses for relocating, etc. Then we talked about already model. So money, pretty much the same. These are all like very similar to the originals, except a little bit of additions, such as like for this one, maybe you target a different avatar. You downgrade, uh, you know, how much skill you need for your people you're looking to hire, and then you add more training. That's a potential way to get that fixed. Meaning you're not getting enough applicants. What if you're getting too many junk applicants? Hmm. Yeah, I remember we talked about changing the wording. What about if you can't afford to pay your employees what they want, you know, probably charge more, pass that on. Better interviewing training. That's what you can do to get less junk. Interview training / system. Yep. All right. That looks like everything basically. I'm gonna jump back into the video and then I'll be back to recall what I learned in a little bit. All right, guys. Not a ton to note on today. A lot of this was a pitch for his community and some other workshops. I think it would have been a great purchase if he would have bought it. Maybe not super valuable since we're still getting off the ground, but maybe then even more valuable because just making the right decisions early on could compound a lot over the time. Just where to put our focus on the constraint. But it was only for 24 hours, so we missed that. We'll have to do what we got with what we got, and what we got is 4 Hormozi books this workshop and 12 playbooks. So I think we'll be fine to not have the community, not to have the other workshops. I think the community would be the most valuable, but hey, gotta roll with what we got. So couple notes today. First, solving a constraint can often involve a multi-step process, so it's not always just one thing, it's a series of things. Multi-step thinking. We finished part 3, which is about, I think it was about the Mosey 6, maybe it was about the supply constraint of the Mosey 6. Part 4 is going to be tools and implementation. Then there was one other note. What would it have been? Something about yes. He said if you don't know if you're supply or demand constrained, you're typically demand constrained. If you're like in the middle, you kind of feel like you're at capacity. The question really is like, are you able to do 30% more work as a company? If yes, you're demand constrained. And what he likes to think of is like, you might have to gas for 8 to 12 weeks of like getting to that capacity, true capacity, so that you can generate the cash flow that you can then use to reinvest into more people, right? So sometimes you gotta like go up to break through, and then you're at a new level, and you can bring in that cash flow and hire people. So, all right, that's it for today. Tomorrow we start part 4, tools and implementation. So that's it for today. Talk to you tomorrow. See you.